Mabuhay sa Pancit Nation and welcome to Canada. Today, we will be talking about the 7 best cities in Canada for Filipinos. This will be based on the number of Filipinos who have chosen to make that city their new home away from home. We will also look at some of the reasons that might have contributed to that choice. At number 7, we have Ottawa, the capital city of Canada in the province of Ontario. Ottawa is home to the 7th largest Filipino community in Canada with over 14,000 proud Filipinos. You will find here many examples of the long-standing relationship between Canada and the Philippines. For instance, in the Canadian Museum of History, you will find the Pacific Gateway Hall that celebrates Filipino immigrants' many contributions to Canada going back to the 60s and beyond. Across the river, at the Maison du Citoyen, you will find the bronze bust of José Rizal, donated by the Republic of the Philippines. While they have integrated very well into Canadian society, Filipino pride is in full display, and the Philippine Independence Committee of the Ottawa Valley organizes a yearly celebration in June where all are welcome. Make sure to catch the Best Dressed Lechon contest for a good laugh. At number 6, we have the Greater Montreal region in the province of Quebec. Hosting the 6th largest Filipino community in Canada, Montreal is home to nearly 44,000 Filipinos. The community is very active, especially on social media. There is an Instagram account dedicated to the Filipinos of Montreal as well as a hashtag. Though mainly francophone, Montreal is a virtual melting pot of languages and ethnicities, which may be why many Filipinos have chosen to live there. There is no Jollibee in Montreal, sadly, but there are a number of restaurants where you can find Filipino cuisine, so you can indulge in the taste of home if you feel like it. In terms of celebration, the Fiesta Extravaganza takes place in Montreal in August and is set to be better and bigger than ever before. At number 5, we have the Edmonton Capital Region in the province of Alberta. Hosting the 5th largest Filipino community in Canada, Edmonton is home to some 64,275 Filipinos. Filipinos have strong financial incentives to choose Edmonton as their home in Canada. Demand for workers is high and the tax benefits are good. Albertans have the lowest personal taxes in Canada, no general sales tax, low property rates, and the lowest gasoline rate in the country. Housing affordability makes Alberta stand out. All that extra money is useful since Edmonton just happens to have the largest shopping mall in Canada, the West Edmonton Mall. There are also many cultural opportunities for Filipinos. The Edmonton Philippine International Center is set to open soon in the south side of Edmonton. There is also a news service for Filipinos, the Pinoy Edmonton News. In terms of celebrations, the Cultura Filipino Fiesta Edmonton in September showcases the riches of the Filipino culture and promotes a respect for and appreciation of the Filipino heritage. At number 4, we have Greater Calgary, also in the province of Alberta. Calgary is home to over 75,000 Filipinos, making them the 4th largest Filipino community in Canada. All members of the Filipino community in Calgary, no matter what their immigration status is, can avail themselves of the Filipino Community Development Program, which helps members integrate into Canadian society. Filipino food is alive and well in Calgary with 3 Jollibee locations and a handful of other restaurants dedicated to Filipino cuisine. Most cultural events in Calgary can be found in the downtown area. One of the biggest events is the Fiesta Filipino, which takes place every year at the Olympic Stadium. Filipinos from all over the city attend this event to indulge in food and activities that bring back memories of their homeland. At number 3, we have the city of Winnipeg in the province of Manitoba. Winnipeg is home to 77,305 Filipinos, making them the 3rd largest Filipino community in Canada by total population. However, the largest by percentage, accounting for some 8.7% of the total population. A close-knit community, Filipinos in Winnipeg take part in every aspect of city life, including politics. You can find electoral ridings in the North End that are 20% Filipino, something you won't find in bigger cities like Toronto or Vancouver. In June, you can take part in the Manitoba Filipino Street Festival, a 3-day celebration of all things Filipino that culminates in a parade down the streets of Winnipeg. At number 2, we have the city of Vancouver in the province of British Columbia. The Vancouver area is home to the second largest Filipino community in Canada, with nearly 159,000 Filipinos residing there. They also represent the third largest group in Vancouver. Food-wise, there are only 2 Jollibees in Vancouver, but there are dozens of restaurants offering Filipino cuisine. When it comes to celebrating Filipino culture, Vancouver is hard to beat. There is the Philippine Days Spring Festival at the Nikkei National Museum and Cultural Center in early April, and the Pinoy Fiesta Festival celebrating the Philippines, Filipinos, and Filipino culture at Vancouver's Memorial South Park in August. But the largest gathering of the Filipino community in BC, Philippine Days, is a 2-day festival that takes place in June at Waterfront Park in North Vancouver. As if that wasn't enough, there is also Fiesta Extravaganza that takes place in Metro Vancouver in July. And finally, at number 1, we have the city of Toronto in the province of Ontario. The Toronto area is home to the single largest Filipino community in Canada, with more than 282,000 Filipinos residing there. A sign of the impact of the Filipino community, a large section of Bathurst Street is known as Little Manila, and the epicenter of Filipino community in Toronto, with many ethnic restaurants and other Filipino businesses. You won't have any trouble finding Filipino food here, as there are 3 Jollibee locations and dozens of Filipino restaurants. As you can imagine, with such a large Filipino community, there are many cultural events that take place in Toronto. Fun Philippines is an event open to the public that celebrates Filipino culture through food, entertainment, and massive gatherings. Pistahan sa Toronto is a cultural event in June to commemorate Filipino Heritage Month and Philippine Independence Day. Taste of Manila is billed as the largest Filipino festival outside of the Philippines. The biggest Filipino food fest in Canada, it is a massive community event showcasing Pinoy food and culture, attracting more than 350,000 visitors every year. And last but not least, Fiesta Extravaganza also takes place in Toronto in late June. That's it for our top 7 cities in Canada for Filipinos. Check out the description for links to resources for Filipinos in each of these cities, including Facebook groups and associations. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Please let all your friends and family know about this YouTube channel and our videos. This will go a long way in helping us build up the Pancit Nation community. Finally, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments. Salamat sa panonood!